Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for The Walking Dead Comics issue 182. Sorry I'm a few days late on this. It's been kind of a busy week, and it was a busy month really. I wasn't able to do the review for last issue, but there wasn't really too much to review anyway. So the review for this issue should be up in a day or two, I'd say. It should be, but we'll have to see what the issue's like too, because if it's not very inspirational, making me want to do a review right away, it might take a few extra days, but I plan to do it pretty soon after this. So either way, let's get to reading it though. I at least want to do the reactions, but the reviews should be still coming as well. Not for last month, I'm just gonna forget about that since we're moving on to this one though. But we have 182, The Commonwealth Grows. And I've actually seen the cover for this one, and that's what's her name, Milton talking to John. So I kind of trusted John after that Whisperer War arc though. Like after they kind of got their shit together, and what's her face was taken down. So I hope Milton doesn't just turn them back to the bad side once again, because that really feels, I don't know. It feels like all that development would just be wasted to be like, oh, no, we're throwing them back to do what they did before. But we'll see what goes down. So we're starting off here at the beginning. We see Sanctuary. Alright, scrolling down. We've got John looking at the fruit they're growing. What does that do, John? Can you smell if it's ripe? A little, but it's more because I like the smell, and I'm proud of what we've done here. I'm enjoying it. Can we go shooting today? She says. That might be more fun for you, I guess. That might be more fun for you, Christopher. But this is important. We've got more than enough people who can protect us. We need people who can grow things much more. I don't even like tomatoes. Alright, so, Christopher making tomatoes, and I wonder if they're John's son then. Because this is the first time we're seeing any of this. But I like that they're, prioritizing the farming there. Listen here, kid. We don't live in a world of like anymore. Give that up. You need to, you focus on need. That's how we get by. Yes, sir. Look around you. Look at what we've done here. See how much food we're growing here? For the sanctuary, for ourselves. And then we see Mark. We get food from Alexandria, Oceanside. How much more food do we need? You know we trade lumber and goods for that food. We have people out there breaking their backs to chop down trees. Lumber, security, metalwork, and eventually our excess crops. The more we can offer, the better off we are. And I like this, how they're really rebuilding the world with that trade and actual jobs and everything. You remember Negan's way, when everyone was scared and no one was happy. His way was to take, and that made enemies. Our way is to give, and that makes friends. Our way is so much better than Negan's. Nobody wants to go back to that. And we have Mark still picking fruit. Okay, I get it. Can I have a baked potato tonight? You sure could. And then he gets cut off. John, we have visitors approaching. Okay. This place doesn't look so inviting, says Pamela. It used to be much worse, in the past. Keeping people out has kind of been the best course of action. Hopefully times are changing, says Rick. And of course Dwight doesn't look too happy to be there with them. Who is she? Says John. Forgive John. He's not known for the warmest welcomes, and our last interactions weren't so pleasant, if I'm honest. John, this is Pamela Milton, Governor of the Commonwealth. What the hell's the Commonwealth? If you give me a few moments of your time, I'll tell you. Oh, please let me, she says. Apologies for seeming so inhospitable. Come inside. That all sounds very impressive. Why are you here? And of course we have Dwight, Rick, John, and Milton in the room now. The Commonwealth thrives because of its size and resources. This coalition your community belongs to is the largest and most distant settlement we've discovered. While the distance is an obstacle, it took us many days to get here. Ultimately, we'd like to retake this country and the world. Working together, trading goods, sharing resources, it helps us, and it will definitely help you and improve conditions here. I like the sound of that. Take all the time you need. I'll have some rooms prepared for you if you need anything. Or if you need anything at all, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you. I have to say, all our interactions with the sanctuary since you took charge have been positive, John. You've really turned things around here. I'm all about making friends now, he says, and Dwight just looks like he does not trust anyone at all at this point. Well, says Rick, I'm coming around to John, but that last interaction did make him seem less trustworthy, and I've already kind of said I'm team Dwight and Mercer over team Rick and Pamela. I think I've seen enough. We can move on in the morning, she says. It's a remarkable place, it really is, but I see why they need you overseeing things from Alexandria. Kind of the blind leading the blind here. What did John do in the world before? I honestly don't even know, says Rick. I suppose it doesn't matter. Tell me again about this Negan fellow everyone seems so scared of. Ah man, that's a long story. We've got all night. What else are we gonna do? She says. Okay, here goes then here goes. You get any sleep last night? Rick asks Dwight. Not exactly. It's not so comfortable for me. Being there again. Too many bad memories. I hear that, he says. Then he looks over at Dwight. For what it's worth, Dwight, I am sorry. You had every right to be mad at me, but we don't need to reopen old wounds, he says. I was wrong to blame you. I see that now. Thanks for not killing me. When you put it like that, doesn't exactly paint the best picture of me, says Rick. I've always blamed the wrong people. I blame you for Sherry shit, and I blame myself for Negan shit. I'm all spun around. Laura, she's helping me see things clearly. She's right behind you, she says. Well, you get the idea. No, you were gonna say nice things about me. Please continue. I really like Laura, too. Trust me, I get it. I'm happy you have each other, says Rick. And then he looks concerned as he looks back forward. Oh, he probably thinks of Andrea. Yeah, he slows down and we see Dwight, Heath, and Laura going ahead. Welcome to the kingdom. The name made a lot more sense when we had a tiger here, says Richard. I really like Richard, too. Don't trust this Zachary prick, though. Or not Richard, that's not his name, I'm an idiot. Who was it that took over when Ezekiel died? I even remember Zachary's name. And I really like this guy. How'd I forget his name? Man, oh well. Oh well. Did he say tiger? You would have liked Ezekiel. Everyone did. Was Ezekiel a tiger? No, Ezekiel had a tiger. They're both no longer with us. These places are all very colorful. I know you've told me, but how many more of these are there again? Just one more. After we stay the night here, we'll set off in the morning for the hilltop. Such unique names, too, she says. Delightful. And I really don't trust the information she's gathering, but whatever. And now we see Mercer again. So these areas between your communities, they're patrolled and relatively safe. Yeah, that's the idea, yeah. It's far from a perfect system, though, as you saw yesterday. Don't you assign anyone tasks? Everyone pretty much chooses what they do, says Mercer. No matter what they did in the world before? In the world before? No, that has nothing to do with now, right? We suggest, we request. People who did important things tend to do that now. There's a blacksmith at the hilltop, the place we're headed now. He was doing that job before. What were you before? I was a police officer in a sleepy rural town. You saying if I came to the Commonwealth I'd only be allowed to hassle rowdy teenagers and give the odd speeding ticket? Something like that. Yeah, says Mercer. What did you do before? I am a Marine. I was on leave, still wondering what happened to my brothers and sisters who weren't. So, you're saying you'd rather be a florist, but they won't let you? Says Rick. Hell no. Truth is, I was bored as fuck before this shit went down. I'm happy busting heads and saving lives. It's just, there are others. Not really living life to the fullest, you know? I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe it's because we have less people, but everyone in our communities, they contribute, they help out. They do what needs to be done, but they always seem to find where they feel they'd be most useful. Oh, that's the hilltop just up ahead. They've been rebuilding, so pardon the mess, he says, looking surprised. Shit, they work fast, and the hilltop is looking really, really good. Okay. Okay, William. King William. Okay, King William. Okay. Burning the name into my head. William said the kingdom helped, but he really downplayed how far along they were. This is amazing, says Dwight. Ah man, we're not quite done yet. I wanted you to see it when it was all finished. And it looks like Maggie and Dante. Maggie, this is remarkable. I thought this would take years, not months. This is something else. The whole community's been busting their asses to get this done. William sent over as many people as he could spare from the kingdom as well. It's amazing what we can do when we work together. Rick tells me this place was pretty much burnt to the ground, says Pamela. Who the hell are you? Maggie, I'm sorry, this is Pamela Milton. She's the governor of... Dad, I didn't even know you were coming. And we have Carl throwing off the gloves from the blacksmith forge. He runs over and hugs him. Well, this is nice. You missed your dad, huh? Yeah, and I was worried about you. Why would you... Oh, and then he looks distraught again. Okay. It's funny. That was when you said you were worried about me. That was the first time I realized it wasn't right in the front of my mind. Losing her. I was worried I screwed up. Coming here, I was worried I screwed up coming here. You needed me, but I thought the people here needed me more. You did the right thing. I don't blame you for leaving. I wouldn't have. I needed the time alone, frankly. Okay. Okay. You're not using your cane anymore, he says? No, I don't know if my leg healed more or what. The pain went away, or else I got used to it, but no. I don't feel like I need it anymore. I still won't be winning any foot races, though, he says, smiling. I'll just keep being fast enough for the both of us, Dad. What are we talking about here? Trade routes, sharing of knowledge, or your picture on the wall in every living room, and every morning before school we pledge allegiance to the uptight woman who smiles too much, says Maggie. And we have Pamela and her people now meeting, and we see Brianna, Dante, and Maggie are in there. Alright. And on the bottom, I think that's Aaron actually, on the bottom left. They look different. Pleased to say it's more of the first option. Never knew someone could smile too much, she says, now getting self-conscious. When you're trying to earn the trust of new people you meet, and you smile so much everything you say seems like it could be a lie. Yeah, it's possible to smile too much. Okay, I think we need to take it down a notch here. Maggie, please, you're being rude, says Rick. I'm being rude? Really, Rick? What do we know about the conditions there? How the people live, says Jesus. We know they haven't had to rebuild because of any major fires started during a battle with other people, and Michonne is still there. Still there as in taken prisoner, says Maggie. Still there as in her daughter Elodie's been living there happily for years, and Michonne chose to stay behind with her. And then everybody looks surprised. Okay, you're headed there tomorrow. You report back to us. I trust you, Rick. If the Commonwealth passes your smell test, the hilltop stands with you. Morning. And now we have another card of soldiers greeting them. And a good morning to you. Riding in style? Figured we could move quicker if the soldiers were on their feet less. Ah, and it's Eugene. And what's all this for? Well, that's, come on, Rick, don't make me ruin the surprise. Okay, this is where we split up. Take your group back to Alexandria and stay alert. Tell Magno when we left, hopefully we'll be back in less than a month. If we're going to be longer, but everything is okay, I'll send someone back to report in. So Dwight's telling Heath what to do. So I guess Dwight's going with Rick. Care to keep me company? Maxwell can tend to your horse, says Pamela. I can't pass up that invitation. I've never ridden in a carriage before. Your son, what happened to his eye? He was shot. We've had our fair share of conflict in our time as well, but we've never had children on the front lines. We're always able to keep the fighting at a safe distance. That's a luxury that's always escaped us. Well, hopefully those days are behind you now. Oh yeah? Well, I'm impressed. There's no doubt about it, you're Commonwealth material. The distance will be an issue, but it'll be good for us to have a settlement this far south. We'll just need to bring you over to our way of thinking. Or bring you over to ours, says Rick. You're going to be trouble, aren't you? Hopefully not too much. So, again, Rick's community is in the right here, and I feel like Mercer is going to support them. So, I don't know. I think that they can win over Pamela. I really feel like they can win over most of the Commonwealth, because it seems like a lot of the Commonwealth probably wants the change for the positive, like Mercer does. So, I will say, I really like this. I like seeing all these characters and getting to jump around and go to all the different settlements. I do think, though, that, I don't know, I feel like Dwight is kind of made up with Rick, so I get the feeling that it's only a low chance of possibility now that Dwight and Mercer kind of overthrow things while they're in the Commonwealth. Rick could help Mercer overthrow things. That's still a possibility, though I don't think so. I don't really want to see that kind of direct fighting conflict stuff, just because we've seen it so many times again and again and again. With every community, we see the same thing. I would actually like, for this time, it to not be this... I know people are going to be like, what, you don't want action and fighting? But I think we can have entertaining stuff without having fighting all the time. I think that this arc would be more entertaining if it's more about them winning over the Commonwealth and changing it from within. Like, the world is getting tamer now, so the story is getting a bit different. It's been a bit different. But I think that's the right way to go with things. I don't think we need just another war again, just because we've seen it before. So it's like, fighting and action and stuff isn't that exciting if it's something that we've just seen again and again. So I'm excited to see something new, hopefully. And I'd like to see what they do once they get to the, once Rick and Dwight and all get to the Commonwealth. I'd like to see what happens there. And I wonder how many people from Alexandria are actually going. We know that Rick, Dwight, and it looks like Laura are, but I wonder who else is going to be going with them. Because I guess it's kind of dangerous to not take enough people, and it's kind of also not very hospitable, or not the politest thing to do to take a ton. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with this. So yeah, that's about it, I guess. Like if you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of this issue, what you thought of my thoughts on it, my first thoughts and reaction. I'll have a review up, I think, at some point within the next few days, at least within the next week-ish. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want, subscribe for more of The Walking Dead, and much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us there, just ask and I'll give you a link. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.